on, save it. How are you?
It's touch and go. As my friend Mackenzie Phillips, who was on this podcast, who was on one of the biggest hit TV shows of the 1980s, One Day at a Time. She also was molested by her father, John Phillips, from the Mamas and Papas.
I was going to say, your show, the interview you did with her was epic, but it was legendary. I'm sure you recall. This had to be how many years ago? 14 years ago. I'll date myself because it was so good. Do you remember that interview she did on the Oprah Winfrey Show? It was so shocking.
She mentioned it on my show, yeah.
That she had sex with her father. It was like, you could not believe somebody as prominent as that family. You think all these things, you think they have it all figured out, but they don't. I mean,
it caused a lot of drama, and then it was a whole thing. And, she also got a lot of criticism for it because she was saying, I think, one word sex versus molestation. It's like a whole thing. And then she was addicted to drugs and she's in recovery. Well, all of that is a sidetrack because you asked me how I'm doing. But as my good friend Mackenzie Phillips tells me, I'm taking it one day at a time, Sarah.
But wait. I have one more question because it is legendary that you did that interview. And I mean, no one that is obsessed with pop culture like we are will ever forget the Oprah moment. What did she say about the Oprah interview? Does she regret it or
No, she doesn't regret it. I think she said, I loved her, first of all, loved. She was just one of those people we just bonded. We did it like around last year at this time. I don't know when it came out, but it came out in 2022. Everyone should look. 'Cause I love a recovery. I love when people are talking about their drug addiction and going to like the darkest place in the country. It's my thing. It's one of the things I love talking about. That and the addictions of fame. No, she didn't regret it. She was just like, shame on people that's what it took. Like, I was saying this before or whatever, but it took like Oprah, like just kind of like, I didn't like when I was releasing a book, I expected some people to read it. I didn't realize the power of Oprah, like a kind of like, it really took on its own life. And so she didn't regret it. No.
David, to me, something like that is just, it's so brave of her to say it because it's so shocking. I mean, like she's in recovery. She's open about that. I mean, emotionally though, I don't know. Do you feel like she ever got over that? I mean, because she and her father like had this sexual relationship, although maybe you're clarifying. Did they not actually have physical sex?
They did. I just think because she had falling out with her sister's China Phillips married to Billy, the Baldwins.
Which of course is Haley Baldwin's mother and father. Yeah.
So it was like all of this. No, I don't know. There was a difference between, I think she used to say it was sex and then she changed it to molestation, rightfully so. And it was like she, from the process of writing this book, understood like, how could it be consensual when someone's one age that doesn't have a fully like function frontal cortex? And, then the family had thoughts on that you're saying this about our father, but so the bottom line is they're all reconciled now, but it was just a complicated situation. And she was also in the show One Day at a Time. So I was making a, I guess, joke involving some dark subjects saying that she says, take it one day at a time. So when you asked me how I was doing, that is what I'm doing here today.
Oh my God. I could do a show interviewing you about the people you've interviewed because it's so
I would love that. I'm telling you, anyone that comes to this show and is listening to these housewives and all this bullshit, if you are not listening to the actual interviews with real fucking celebrities that do not spill their business on a daily basis, you are missing the fucking boat, people. Listen to those interviews. They're good.
Oh my God, David, I'm addicted to your show. I love, and I've been interviewing people for 15 years. I talk way too much. And what I admire is when you are doing an interview, you get right to the fucking question. You are so direct. You let them finish, you pause, you ask a direct question. It's so good. I try to do that. And yet I sit here and babble and talk about myself half the time.
And my whole thing is like, look, I think one sentence about yourself is okay as it relates to show you're a human at times. But if I'm on my second sentence about myself, I'm usually like, oh, I even sometimes say like, this isn't about me. Let's move on. Like, it's not about me. So everyone that thinks all I do is talk about myself here, go and listen to my actual celebrity interviews. They're really fucking good. And I do
They're
not
amazing.
say that
Right.
about every show that happens here.
I
You
don't say
know,
that about every podcast. Most podcasters suck, but when I found you and started listening, I was like, oh, he's good. He's very good.
well, guess what? Because you're over there, you shop shit around in Hollywood all day. My catalog is available for purchase with or without me. So let's, we just, there's the number I have in mind. So we'll talk off air. I mean, everything's for sale, right? Everyone's for
Oh,
sale.
please, yes.
Don't worry, guys. I ain't leaving yet, or anytime soon. You know what I want to talk about?
What?
I would like to talk about, and then you tell me what else you want to talk about. I want to talk about the rumors that are floating around about RHUGT, Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip for.
Yes, and the cast that is rumored to be on it, which is very, very interesting. I liked the cast. You apparently have Dolores. We have Margaret Josephs, allegedly. From the OC, we have Gina and Emily. And then RHOBH, we're going to have Garcelle and Sutton. That would be great. And then from RHOP, we're going to have Robin and Ashley.
Yes. Now this is all but a rumor, guys. I don't know, I guess. And it's rumored to be it's dynamic duos is which didn't we just have that with didn't we just have that with the last one in Thailand? Like it was, Heather Gay and Whitney. And I thought it was the same thing, but right. The theme is dynamic duos. I could see this.
You don't seem as enthusiastic as I feel like Ultimate Girls Trip at Dorinda's at Bluestone was just one of the classics. You don't seem that enthused.
Well, you know what it is? It hasn't even come out yet, but are we enthused for RHUGT 3 with Portia and what's her name? McSweeney or something, that girl from New York? Are we as excited about that?
No.
And Heather and Whitney? Not really. I don't know. Like the first one was so good and the second one was good, but the second one had all the people on pause. Like those are the animals. Those are the uncaged animals, not the people that have their job on Bravo. And I don't know. Like, look, so I think I need to see 3 to tell you whether I'm excited. It's not anything against the cast. It's just like the formula. I don't know. Is it played out already?
That's a great question. I don't think it's played out, especially because these are airing on Peacock. So,
Yes.
it's great for subscribers to Peacock because you really exclusively get it there. And then maybe months and months later, you're going to get it on regular Bravo, Hulu, whatever you subscribe to. No, I think, I'm with you. I like the dynamic of the people that are paused because I think they have something to lose, or